What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I am the Deacon. Today I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is we got another video. That's good. In this video I'm trying something new. An individual posted a interaction or an experience he or she had with a recruiter that was not so great. It was kind of a doozy and I want to share it. Now the bad news, depending on who you are, there's a chance that I may be telling you about yourself in this video. So go ahead and pull up a chair and let's just hope that it's not you. Before that, you know the drill. Go ahead and subscribe, like the video, hit that like button like it owes you money or something. It can only help you, but no need to waste any more time on this intro. Let's just get straight to the video. So as I was going through Reddit the other day, just kind of looking for some, I guess, discussion boards that were recruiter or hiring process specific, I came across this group called Recruiting Hell. So naturally, when I see a group that's named Recruiting Hell, of course I hopped in there to see what it was about. Specifically, candidates sharing their horror stories with recruiters, sharing certain screenshots of emails or phone calls. I even heard a recording of a phone call. That was crazy too. I'll have to go find that again. Essentially, we have an individual sharing a ghosting situation that they went through, and as you can see, title of this posting just popped off to a recruiter. I mean, I gotta read that. So I'm gonna read the email this candidate or this individual sent to the recruiter. I'm guessing this is after they got ghosted and they wanted to share their thoughts a little bit. So let's see what happened here. I would like to share a bit of feedback with you and your team. First, I greatly appreciate consideration in this process. As I have been recently looking at relocating to, I was extremely excited to receive message and see that your organization is based out of the blank area. I made sure to communicate this directly to probably the recruiter as well. Given my background in something implementations, the role seemed like a natural fit. As such, you can understand my great disappointment by the lack of professionalism and organizational ability that you have demonstrated. Side note, it's funny how the title of the Reddit post was, I just popped off at a recruiter. You thinking it's about to be some ratchet shit. This is the most professional professional sounding email I've ever heard. Respectfully. So let's continue. I waited on our scheduled call for nearly 10 minutes before checking my email to reach out to you. You can imagine my surprise to see the email that you had sent to me at the very last minute. An email stating that you did not realize that I am currently located in and that you would not be moving forward with my application. So let's stop there for a second. First of all, this can be a pretty common occurrence, unfortunately. You know, scheduling a call, maybe your last call went over, you're just tied up, impromptu meeting or phone call comes in from another candidate. Those types of things, they kind of happen. And sometimes you could be a little late to a call. And it's embarrassing, it's awkward, but it happens. I'm not saying that that is okay, but you know, that's life sometimes. Now, the next issue, which is another thing that happens quite a bit as well, I've seen myself in this situation a good amount of times, is the oversight pertaining to the candidate's location. Thing is, whether or not the recruiter just came to that realization right before that call, it kind of sucks to think you're about to have like a phone screen or an interview and then at the last minute it gets canceled due to the recruiter not doing their due diligence and checking the profile, making sure things match up before scheduling the call. That's on you, recruiter, to make sure that you check those boxes or requirements outside of the skills and, you know, the job requirements, making sure that they're in the right location, all of those things. Okay, let's say there was an oversight. You didn't notice it until right before the call. I've been there. Still take the call. At least have the conversation and explain your mistake. Explain that based on location, there's going to be a conflict here, and what I reached out to you for originally probably isn't going to work out. But then still give them the option to have a conversation for some other possibilities or other opportunities if they might be there now or in the future. Still have the call. I would like to take a moment to remind you that your organization reached out to me, not the other way around. Not only that, but my application was moved forward apparently without due diligence or proper internal communication. However, you declined to provide the courtesy of speaking to me face to face and joining the call, despite receiving Google's notification that I had logged in and was waiting for you. Instead, you allowed me to waste my time and sit on the call indefinitely. Had you acted respectfully and professionally, you would know that, as previously mentioned, I am seeking relocation. See, that's another one. The recruiter dropped the ball here. This is why what you see on paper or on the screen on their LinkedIn profile, it doesn't tell the full story. All you have to do is say, hey, I'm sorry, there was an oversight on my end. I was moving a little too fast. I realize you're in this location, but this job is in this location. So, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work out. Oh, but wait, recruiter, that's fine. I know I live here, but I want to move to that location. So, what's up? Obviously, I have no idea if this is a good candidate and if they're a great fit for that role, but they might have missed out on a very strong candidate for the position you're working on. I guarantee you, recruiters out there, you know you've been here before. They were being lazy. They were moving too fast. They were too caught up in the rat race and the grind. It's, oh, this isn't going to work out. I got to get to my next call. You got to be careful with that. When you start moving like a machine rather than a human, it opens yourself up to machine-like mistakes or malfunctions. This situation is in addition to our previously scheduled call, which you also canceled at the very last minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so apparently this happened not once but twice, and in both occasions, this recruiter canceled the call at the last minute. I mean, I don't even have to explain how bogus that is. So let's just keep going. It is also in addition to the fact that you resent the invite for a time during working hours without asking for my availability. And in addition to the fact that I sent you multiple emails throughout this process to which I did not receive a single reply. No updated calendar invites do not count as a response. Sounds like this recruiter was sending calendar invites, meeting invites to have like a conversation, phone screen, something like that. I'm guessing the candidate would respond saying, hey, these times don't work for me. Does this work for you? That type of thing. And the only response that the recruiter was giving was seeing the email, but just updating the invite without confirming anything, speaking at all, so that they don't have to keep going back and forth that way. It's very robotic. My research for this position indicated that it has been open on your website for probably around 3 months and that you ostensibly, I don't know that word, just gonna be honest with you, had to open it up to remote candidates because of that fact. That you are recruiting candidates outside of your state despite the posting saying that you have a preference for individuals in the area indicates that your search is not going well. Okay, now he's starting to clap back, he or she. I would respectfully submit to you for consideration the idea that this is because of your lackluster recruiting process. I mean, I can't say I disagree there. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces and we don't really know the situation, but if they open it up for remote, why are you canceling meetings talking about you're not in the right location? Now I'm seeing where this could be a lying recruiter. Great, another one of those. Basically, they just didn't want to have the conversation, and then they weren't being direct. They were making up excuses to get out of the meeting, being lazy or something like that. This is why it's tough for any good recruiters out there, any recruiters that really do want to provide a quality service to candidates. Makes it hard to go into a situation up front and not feel like, all right, I need to prove that you can trust me because we got bullshit like this. I certainly have no intention of considering blank for any future employment. If this experience is any indication of how the company behaves in general, I thank you for helping me dodge a proverbial bullet. That said, I am grateful for your assistance in narrowing down potential employment leads in blank. Yeah, that was a very professional clapback. They gave their recruiter the smoke, but good point. It's important for recruiters to know that we are the first line of communication. We have to uphold the face of the company, and that starts with that first conversation, first engagement. and this recruiter really dropped the ball. That may not always reflect on the company itself and the teams or the hiring managers that would end up be the ones managing that individual, but these things happen a lot, and who knows, that recruiter could be regarded within their company as one of their top producers. Maybe they are bringing in a lot of numbers, they're very busy, everyone loves them, they do such a great job, but unfortunately for this person, that recruiter apparently didn't feel that this candidate was worth their time. Instead of being upfront about it and direct, they passively ghosted this person, which I think is even more annoying. It's like, if you're gonna ghost, just ghost, but I'd rather you don't. Once again, I've been in these situations before. Late to a meeting, forgot about a meeting. If it was a very early meeting, there was one time a few weeks ago I overslept, and that was super embarrassing. But you know, we're human. Get on the phone with that person and right that wrong. Own up to it. Don't make up excuses. Not to say, oh, I'm perfect, but if I ever get caught in those situations, I usually start off the apology with, hey, I'm not going to make up some BS here. I overslept. Not proud of that, but it's human, man. I think people respect that. So keep that in mind. Any recruiters, stop doing this shit if you're doing it. If you run into a situation like this, just know that after a mistake, you can make it worse or you can mitigate it depending on what you do afterwards. But that's it for me. Once again, subscribe to the channel, like the button, comment, whatever. But I'll talk to y'all soon. It's the Deacon.